Dear learners and students, I am happy to start now our learning on subject Industry 4.2 rollout in our country. This is our third session of 8th week. In this session, I like to explore a glimpse of Industry 4.2 rollout in our country. I would like to start with our flagship implementation Aadhaar, which has brought a turnaround, a digital revolution in our country. Then we will move to some selected examples, case studies which are published by World Economic Forum. Though there are millions of examples of Industry 4.0 in our country, I thought to give a glimpse to our students how Industry 4.0 is pervasive and is being used in other industries like agriculture, education, healthcare. I thought, and in our public services through Aadhaar and UPI, it is worth discussing, and it will further strengthen this notion that Industry 4.0 is a pervasive, is across all industries. You are seeing a picture here, India stack. I made a picture in such a way that you get in one picture 1,000 words. Sometimes we call Aadhaar as a monkey effect. It has impacted, it has become the mother of many applications, many facilities. So in this picture you will see on top of that Aadhaar the convergence of Industry 4.0 using multiple technologies. And there is a very important protocol which has been developed for Aadhaar sake, BISAG-N, BECKN, BISAG-N protocol. This is an open source protocol which is based, which has been developed so that Aadhaar can provide interoperability without revealing the identity of the person. We will learn little more in next 2-3 slides. Basically, there are two important concepts one has to learn in case of using Aadhaar technology: digital identity and verification layer, how it works, and then the cloud and API and data platform, how they are being configured, so that it is what is the role of these technologies. On the outer layer you are seeing the outcome, the connected technologies which all are using Aadhaar as a base identification and verification layer. This is Aadhaar is a digital identity of our citizen and also being used as a verification for any other transactions. What Aadhaar enable? Here you are seeing identity of it cover now Aadhaar has enabled identity of our most of the citizens. I will say all citizens, 1.5+ billion citizens in our country. It provide online real-time authentication and eKYC, know your customers. Our identity is now hidden in electronic way on eKYC. What kind of technologies? These are only some indicative technologies, but there are many technologies which has been used for building of this platform, Aadhaar platform. Biometric sensors, when we like to identify using Aadhaar, then biometric is important, whether using our thumb impression or our full hand impression or our retina, eye retina impression. This is important. These are the biometric technologies are being used. Large scale database. Aadhaar is a trillions of the size of the Aadhaar database is in trillions. This was configured on the open source database. So, this is another technology, Industry 4.0 is being used over here, and it is a cloud structure. What is the impact? We know about this impact in instant onboarding for banking and telecom welfares. Foundation for paperless presents less services and reduce cost of service delivery and at a population scale. Important is the population scale, and we will learn with some examples. There are basically 3 layers which work hand to hand. The bottom layer is the data layer, then there is a payment layer, and then identity layer. It means whenever suppose payment has to be made, first identity layer come. First identity of that person has to be verified. Then once the identity has been verified, then payment process will start, which we will learn in the next slide. And then this payment will be based on the what kind of data is there, what kind of balance is there, who is this person, like that, and which is the sending and receiving bank. So these are 3 layers which are basic to understand, very basic to understand that in an Aadhaar operation, when we call Aadhaar operation or Aadhaar stack, these 3 layers are involved: data layer, payment layer, and identity layer. There is another component of India stack, we call it DAPA. Data Empowerment and Protection Architecture. DAPA. So what is DAPA? Basically, when you like to authorize any payment, there is a protocol, there is a structure, there is a architecture, which has been well defined in the India stack, and that is being called as a DAPA. India's consent framework for secure user controlled data sharing, that is all about the DAPA. So how it works? User give consent artifact is created, and data flow securely. We like to learn this with the help of one example in the subsequent slide, how the DAPA function. Let us first learn that. We are seeing here an example. A bank manager wants to access customer account. You are sitting in front of the bank manager, then he will ask customer to give the approval or verify using Aadhaar biometric. Aadhaar biometric. Once your biometric has been authenticated, then bank manager can access customer data. Otherwise, he or she cannot access the customer data. There is involvement of account aggregator as well as in case you are getting this bank manager is getting information, like to have information for multiple accounts which are spread out not only in this which are located not only in this bank but some other banks. Suppose you are seeking a loan and they like to know that your financial standing or financial credentials in other banks or in other agencies. So with the help of account aggregator, without taking the copies of those accounts, bank manager can use account aggregator software or account aggregator option and will get information about those accounts, those balance available. So that is here also you have to give the consent. Without consent, he or she cannot access your other bank's account to know what is the balance over there, whether you are eligible to seek this loan or not. Whatever you have claimed that you have so many deposits, they can verify that with the help of account aggregator. I have explained here in the bottom layer that what is the core component of DAPA is again a open APIs based system, software system, sector agnostic. It can be used in any of the sector, not like only finance. It can be used in healthcare, it can be used in automobile, anywhere when you like to have authorization, then DAPA is being used. When Reliance was has started that services, Reliance Jio I am saying, that time they have only asked our Aadhaar card, and with the help of Aadhaar card they have authenticated the identity of that person, and then and there they have issued the SIM of the card, and after 24 hours the phone was activated. In absence of that, earlier we used to fill a form, then somebody will come and verify our identity or verify our existence, and then phone was being issued. It used to take more than sometime 3 or 4 days. Now which is being done instantly. You have the Aadhaar verification done, and you get the SIM now, and which will be activated in few hours. That is the beauty of this system. Another revolution which we are seeing in our country is the UPI, real-time payment system, which has been developed by the government organization NPCI, National Payment Gateway Company, NPCI. Here also there is a complete play of Industry 4.0 technologies. Though they don't advertise that, but when you study the architecture and how the UPI is functioning, you will find that it is all using the various technologies, various architectures which are based on Industry 4.0 technologies. It's really a great innovation. We all know about that. It has helped, it has brought an inclusive financial transaction system in our country. Even all citizens, whether he is a hawker or anybody can make use of this UPI system without making any payment. It doesn't require, you can transfer the money person to person, and you can transfer money to persons accounts as well as thousands of services are using today UPI as a platform for as a payment transaction system, payment gateway system. So this is also one of the biggest example in our country, the success of Industry 4.0 in the public services. I have shown here the butterfly. Why butterfly effect? Because this UPI and Aadhaar has provided a real butterfly effect. As a butterfly can fly at many flowers, and they germinate that, it is called butterfly effect. How the UPI and Aadhaar has given the birth of many applications, and they are enabling in a secured manner healthcare, education like Diksha, or mobility like FASTag, logistic operations. So we call it as a butterfly, the butterfly effect, the butterfly effect. This is something which our country is only owning, and now our country or our UPI is one of the most sought technology globally. In fact, UPI is being rolled out in a modified manner, suiting to the countries like Sri Lanka, in some of the countries of Africa, in a restricted manner in Singapore, and in some other manner, some restricted manner in UK. So UPI has become now a versatile technology for payment gateways. This is another big technology or a big platform. We call it ONDC, Open Network for Digital Commerce. We all make use of the platforms like Amazon or Flipkart, few more platforms like Paytm, but those are platforms where you are tagged with that platform. If you like to suppose you are using Amazon platform, and for your and you are one of the bulk customer, and you like to have as per your choice the facility of the loan and facility of the logistics from some bankers or some logistic company, you are not allowed over there. But here with the ONDC platform, the platform has been configured in an open protocol. A customer like to have some product, but he like to seek that finance from a particular his finance company or from bank, and he wants to make use of a different logistic company for the price purpose or whatever the reason. He has a choice to select. He has a choice to select. One of the objective of ONDC was to provide the e-marketplace for the Kirana merchants, for those merchants who cannot afford making a connection or subscribing the services like platform like Amazon, because they have very high fees, while ONDC is nearly free. So this is also one of the important development, where digital industry 4.0 technologies are being used. A very complicated platform. I invite students to study ONDC, and a lot of information available on the ONDC site also, ondc.in. Get that. Here I have shown an example of a person who wants to take delivery or buy some food products, and he wants to he has options to select various payment gateways. He has option to select food products from different platforms like Big Basket, Reliance, Smart, D-Mart. So all those are enrolled companies on ONDC, and then he can take services of and he can supply this to the kirana shop, supply procurement, he can do that, and he has option to select one of the payment gateway which are given over here, and also he can select one of the logistic players as well as. So I have shown here, there it was a picture, schematic picture. Now I have shown here what is the sequence of operation. Like in the first column you will find this person Ashal Patel wants to buy product at a price, nearby sellers, and fast delivery. How it will operate? Open any ONDC buyer application, Paytm and PhonePe. You can use Paytm and PhonePe. How you use it? Search the product which you want to buy. Multiple sellers respond. You will find multiple sellers are responding. You can select one of the seller depending upon the price and the proximity, and then you can also select the best price and delivery option, and then you can make payment through one of the payment gateway. So this is the way the model works. While in case of Amazon, you are locked to that platform. You don't have a choice from which vendor you want to buy, and what kind of payment, whatever payment they provide, you have to make that payment, whether it's a credit card payment or through some 2-3 banks card. That only you can make the payment in case of Amazon. While here you have a complete freedom. So that is the advantage of ONDC. It is moving, but the growth is not as big as Amazon. But in the future, we may find that ONDC will be adopted by most of our kirana shops, small shopkeepers. Here I have shown use of this platform in a little schematic, in a picture form. You can see here, traditional platform monopoly was this, like Amazon. You are locked here. While in case of ONDC, it is an open network, which I have explained you in the previous example. Now I am switching over to a larger operation or larger use of Industry 4.0 in many sectors of our country. So for explaining purpose, I have taken these examples from a very recent report published by World Economic Forum, which call it World Economic Forum Fourth Industrial Revolution Impact Journey 2025, which was submitted by the World Economic Forum chairman, Professor Prof, to our Honorary Prime Minister. So some few examples, not the comprehensive, I am taking here the few examples, but if you like to have a comprehensive study, you can access this report at this URL. So what I have done in the next 5-6 slides, I have taken some of the well established examples or case studies from this report, and I have labeled them as initiative 1, initiative 2, like that. So what is initiative 1? What is this called? Initiative Artificial Intelligence for Agriculture. So how it is working? What are the problem areas? Low productivity and small holders of the farmers, climate uncertainty and soil degradation. So how AI can be used for improving the productivity of the farmers, and how AI can be used to predict the climate so that farmers can prepare themselves, and also how AI can use to tell the farmers about the fertility rate of the soil. So for that purpose, AI is being used. Some of the applications has been developed, and farmers can access those applications on their phone without making any payment. So this is the Government of India's initiative, which has given a lot of benefit to the farmers. As per the report which was published few months back, around 55 million farmers got benefited. But the awareness about these applications is still not great, which has to become awareness, so that more and more number of farmers can use. And the beauty of this application is that it is a multilingual. You need not to know the English. The farmers can access this application in their own languages. So that we have already discussed that India has developed the language platform, multi-language platform. We call it Bhashini, and some other platforms available. Second initiative is that AI for India 2030. Here Government of India has taken multiple AI initiatives for multiple many areas or many industries. So this is also listed in this study, that fragmented AI adoption across. So what is the study says that so far only few industries are getting benefited, like healthcare is getting benefited with AI, but no other industries are not, or finance sector is getting benefited, but other industries like agriculture, education, some other industries are not getting as much benefit. So how this benefit can be equalized or can be also adopted, AI benefit can be adopted in other industries. That is the key mission of this AI for India 2030. There is another very important project which called Aviate, that is Advanced Air Mobility and Drones. Advanced Mobility Drones. This is a big initiative by our Government of India with the, in a joint, in a partnership mode. We call it PPP model, where drones, different kind of drones are being designed and developed and manufactured at commercial level in our country. The emphasis is that the drone should be made use of at least for the logistic purpose, delivery of the goods and article, and also by our army. That is, I'm not covering over here, but this drones has become one of the important element in our strategy for defense as well as So and this is, as we know, drone is again a fully AI based equipment, is AI based flight. Behind the is operation, the AI algorithms and direction, etc. In all purposes, the AI is being used very robustly in this in the design of the drones. As per the report, there are 12,000 medical products have been delivered. This was this drone, this Aviate project was started only few months back, and in a few months time, they call it medicine by sky. Medicine by sky. For that, there is another report published by World Economic Forum that drones are being used for sending medicine by sky, by sky. So you can go through that report as well. As I think I have given the reference of the report in the subsequent slide. Similarly, as we discussed earlier also, the drones technologies also is being used providing the sustainability digital health ecosystem. One of the factors is drone, then telemedicine. Today, our country sites are also connected with the high-speed network. So the health services center, and most of the villages and towns are having health services center. They can connect to the main hospital and they can provide the consultancy as well as some other benefit or services to the citizens who are ailing or who need to get the consultation and some direction as well as treatment from the doctors who are stationed in the big hospitals. So that is also one of the big development. And for that also World Economic Forum has given in this study that how many millions citizens got benefited in last couple of years. There is another segment which is a smart city segment, which is also getting impacted or is getting advantage of industry 4.0 technologies. So one of the important part of this report is that how the technology is being used for climate studies and giving the warnings and making available the climate. For that the study is being done using the satellite data. Satellite data is being captured on a real time basis, and then on that AI and advanced analytics are working, and they are able to give the warnings about sometimes disasters, as well as warnings about the climate. So this is also very important development which our country is started using. For that purpose, dedicated satellites are also being also being used by ISRO. So this is something which our students should also keep an eye. A lot of good career opportunities are coming in this area as well as space economy. This slide give little differently how the industry 4.0 technologies are being used by our space operation, especially our government organization ISRO and some other agencies, and they started providing some services to the third parties, So that's why it's called a space economy. It is also a big industry now coming up in our country, thanks to digital technologies, AI technologies, and dedicated efforts of the organizations like ISRO and defense. So this is also, I will say, the big advantage or big usage of digital technologies like AI and geospatial analytics, big data cloud platform, digital platform and APIs, advanced sensors and space systems. So birth studying, and the same report which I have given the URL in the first slide, you can access that more details about what kind of developments are happening in this area with the help of these technologies. The last slide, the energy transition, which is also very important. So you can see that the technology is being used in all important areas like healthcare, like citizen services, like space services, and now that energy transition. What is energy transition? That today, instead of depending upon the fossil fuel, that is a petrol, diesel, which create the climate disturbance and pollution, as well as we call it in the simple language. So how to use a clean, low carbon energy, and this is something like the sun energy or wind energy or nuclear energy. So here there is a pivotal role of digital technologies, industry 4.0 technology as well as. So that is being explored very well in our country, and very good results are coming. But still the percentage, the overall share of these technologies are low. So the focus is that how we increase that the usage of, first of all, the production of these technologies, so that they should be recycled, the sunlight should be recycled in such a way that you can use in your houses, cost should be brought down. So here industry 4.0 kind of technologies are being used. One side the research and development, other side that providing the effective services. So this is also one of the area where industry 4.0 is being used. So friends, I have given in the two slides these explanations. You can go through this. These are self-explanatory. And if you like to know the more detail about that, the report is available. Here, I have again collected or I have curated some of the good examples, how AI is being used in the banking sector, which we have discussed earlier also. But here, from a strategic point of view, I have brought, I have curated these some of the facts, for your benefit. So, and this is based on a focus report published by World Economic Forum in year 2023 about Indian banking system, how they are making use of the technology. By and large, the Indian banking system is much ahead of other countries in terms of making use of the technologies, especially the customer-centric technologies. So that is a good news. And now gradually, they start using AI also in fraud reduction and customer services, many other areas of the banking, they start using the AI operation. So here, based on some examples of Yes Bank. Yes Bank once upon a time was a pioneer of using technologies in the banking. Still they are very good in the technology, but other banks also have equally developed robust system, digital record system for providing the banking services to their customers. So how they have developed or how they have made use of AI in this slide, I tried to capture from this report. Yes, this report was published in 2023, World Economic Forum, but they have taken example from the Yes Bank, how Yes Bank is using technology. So this I have come to the end of some of the key examples. For the benefit of the students, I have also compiled few more examples, in the subsequent 5, 7, 8 slides. I will like that, you should make use of these slides and try to get more information about the technology usage in our various sectors, either by individual companies or in the public-private partnership mode. So, you are most welcome that. With this, I like to end this session. I hope that you would have got a glimpse about that usage of Industry 4.0 technology in various sectors in our country. Thank you very much.